Real Madrid is on the verge of a massive transformation. Rodrygo, on his way out? Camavinga, under pressure from Manchester City? And to replace Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, big names are already being considered, such as Angelo Stiller, and even PSG star Vitinha. In this video, you'll find everything you want to know. Confirmed insider updates from Fabrizio Romano and Sky Sports, rumors from the Spanish press, behind-the-scenes negotiations, unexpected twists, and even a personal recommendation from Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Subscribe, leave a like, and comment who you want to see in Real Madrid's midfield. Don't miss out. More exclusives, rumors, and blockbuster transfers are on the way. Against the backdrop of major changes in the Real Madrid squad, the situation surrounding Rodrygo goes is becoming increasingly revealing. One of the key players of recent seasons finds himself at a crossroads. The club is ready to part with him if a suitable offer arrives, while the player himself is torn between the desire to stay and the ambition to start a new chapter in his career. The Brazilian didn't play during the final month of the season under Carlo Ancelotti, officially due to a fever, but this sparked speculation that he could be leaving the club this summer. Alonso calmed those rumors by saying Rodrygo would be important, but after just 23 minutes played across the last 3 games of the Club World Cup, the exit rumors have returned to the agenda. It appears that new manager Xabi Alonso was not fully impressed with Rodrygo, and according to The Athletic and Football España, Alonso and the club have agreed to sanction his departure for the right price. Madrid is ready to consider offers in the range of $80 to $90 million. Fabrizio Romano emphasizes that no official talks with Arsenal have begun yet. However, preliminary contact has taken place. Representatives of the London club have spoken with Rodrygo's father and agent. Arsenal sees the winger as a potential star signing for Arteta's project. A 5-year contract has already been prepared with a possible transfer fee of around $80 million. However, the Gunners are in no rush. The deal will most likely be activated closer to the end of the transfer window, after the Club World Cup and final talks between the player and Alonso. Meanwhile, Al Nassr has also become active. The Saudi club is ready to offer a blank check and secure Rodrygo's financial future for years to come. Moreover, according to Sky Sports, it was Cristiano Ronaldo himself who personally recommended the Brazilian as their top transfer target. However, despite the astronomical offer, Rodrygo has so far declined a move to Saudi Arabia. His goal is to stay in Europe, with the Premier League as his preferred destination. The reality is this: Rodrygo's departure from Real is no longer impossible. The club will not hold him back if he chooses to leave, and the coach has made it clear he won't block a transfer. It all depends on 2 factors: a clear signal from Rodrygo and Arsenal's readiness to make an official move. If no clarity comes by the end of July, the deal might drag on until the final stage of the transfer window. Otherwise, we could soon witness one of the biggest transfers of the summer. While the spotlight is on Rodrygo's potential departure, another storyline is unfolding within Real Madrid. The future of Eduardo Camavinga is becoming an increasingly hot topic. What once seemed unlikely is now being seriously discussed, especially after recent statements from journalist Manu Carreño and growing rumors of talks with other clubs. Camavinga endured a difficult season. He failed to secure a regular spot in the starting lineup and played sporadically, shifting between central midfield and left back. In April, a serious injury, a groin muscle tear, ended his season prematurely. According to Spanish and British sources, this significantly affected his confidence and status within the team. Manu Carreño, host of El Larguero, stated bluntly, "Camavinga had a bad season. The club is already thinking about who needs to leave to free up space and balance the wage bill. And Eduardo is one of those who may be on that list." His comments sparked a major reaction in Spanish media. Parallels are being drawn with past situations, like Di Maria's departure after the signing of James Rodriguez, or Ozil's exit following Gareth Bale's arrival. With Mbappe joining this season, similar shifts are very possible. At the same time, clubs that have been monitoring the situation are becoming more active. According to The Sun and Team Talk, Manchester City is showing the most serious interest. Pep Guardiola is looking for a versatile midfielder who can cover multiple roles, and Camavinga fits perfectly into his tactical system. Reports suggest City is ready to pay around $70 to $80 million. Contacts have already been made, and an official offer could follow in the coming weeks. Manchester United had also shown interest in Camavinga earlier, but backed out when Madrid's asking price exceeded their expectations. PSG and several other European clubs are continuing to monitor the situation, but have yet to make any concrete moves. According to insider reports, the player himself is not ruling out a departure. After a tough season and a long recovery, he is seeking regular playing time and may see a change of scenery as a fresh start. Everything will depend on the new coach, Xabi Alonso, and what role he sees for Camavinga in his project. Thus, Real Madrid is facing some tough decisions. On one hand, a young and talented player with great potential. On the other, inconsistency, injuries, and heavy competition in midfield. Whether Camavinga stays in Madrid will depend directly on concrete offers from City or other top clubs, and on how Alonso assesses the situation. For now, it's another key chapter in Real Madrid's summer transfer drama. Alongside the potential departures of Rodrygo and Camavinga, Real Madrid is actively working to reinforce its midfield, a position that became especially vulnerable after Toni Kroos's retirement. Despite having many young and promising players in the squad, the club does not consider this area to be fully covered. That's why finding a new central midfielder has become a top priority for Xabi Alonso. One of the most discussed candidates is German defensive midfielder Angelo Stiller from Stuttgart. The 24-year-old has already made a name for himself in the Bundesliga and, according to AS, is on Real Madrid's radar. While the club hasn't taken concrete steps yet, it's known that Stiller is open to the idea of joining Santiago Bernabeu. The club is evaluating the possibility carefully. The position is too strategically important to risk a wrong decision. According to Spanish media, Stuttgart is willing to start negotiations only from $50 million. The player has a release clause of $36 million, but it only becomes valid in 2026. Moreover, the club can cancel the clause by paying just $2 million directly to Stiller. An interesting detail is that the player's agent is Volker Struth, the same agent who managed Toni Kroos's career. Given the influence Kroos has on Florentino Perez, his recommendation may be decisive. There are also more ambitious options. One of them is Vitinha from PSG. His transfer fee is currently estimated at $80 to $100 million. Madrid understands that making such a move now would be difficult, but in the long run, especially if Camavinga is included in the deal, this transfer could become a logical step. According to Fichajes, Real is even considering a scenario where Camavinga would be part of the Vitinha deal. For now, the club's leadership remains cautious and awaits developments after the Club World Cup. All of this is part of the team's internal transformation. Xabi Alonso is actively testing Jude Bellingham and Arda Guler in central midfield roles, while Franco Mastantuono, who will officially join in August, is also being considered for the position. Despite being more attack-oriented, the Argentine could be adapted to new responsibilities. Thus, Real Madrid is acting on two fronts. On one hand, exploring a major midfield signing. On the other, carefully assessing internal resources. Everything will depend on how the transfer window unfolds, the market situation, and decisions by key players. And as always, the final word belongs to Florentino Perez. Real Madrid is preparing for the new season, and every day brings fresh drama. Will Rodrygo leave for $90 million? Will Camavinga be part of a deal for Vitinha? Or will the club surprise everyone with an unexpected midfield signing? Subscribe, leave a like, and tell us in the comments who you want to see in Real Madrid's midfield. Don't miss it. More exclusives, rumors, and blockbuster transfers are coming soon.